Hello, it's Saturday, October the 10th, the year 2020. I have in my hands a letter from Julia Poff. I cannot exactly say how it got to me since the Luciferians that run the Fort Worth prison have banned me from communicating to Julia. Julia was in the process of telling her story. She's in the process of writing a book, and she claims to be innocent, and yet when she, just at the beginning phases of her telling her story, they banned me from ever communicating to her again. They did the same thing with Amy Gonzalez in a Fort Worth prison. But nonetheless, I do have a letter from her that somehow managed to get in my hands. And they claim that she mailed a letter bomb to Governor Greg Abbott and Obama. But my understanding is the bomb did not work. It was, inoperable. And Julia said that it must have been her landlord that did it because she was in a financial dispute with her landlord, and her landlord had access to all of her stuff. And the prosecution holds up a cat hair was on the bomb that matched a cat that supposedly belonged to Julia. But do you think that since the landlord had access to all of Julia's stuff, that the landlord would have access to a cat hair? So anyway, let's read the letter, and you can write Julia a letter. If you're going to write Julia a letter, I hope that you write Amy Gonzalez a letter too, and maybe write both of them a letter since I can't communicate with them anymore. Greetings to all. Like I said, today is October the 10th. She wrote the letter on October the 6th, so 4 days ago. I want to say thank you again for the blessing that you sent my way. The Lord is good and always provides when needed. In light of everything going on, my family recently hired me an attorney, Derek Gilna, to do my compassionate release for me to go home. So please keep me in your prayers. I have helped 3 other people go home, but can't get anywhere with Satan as my judge. You know, Julia doesn't mince words, does she? I kind of like her a little bit already. She refers to her judge as Satan. So I don't know the judge, but it just seems completely apropos and appropriate for what I know about our criminal justice system. I have helped 3 other people go home, but can't get anywhere with Satan as my judge. She dismissed my motion, saying I didn't wait 30 days before filing. April to August isn't 30 days. So I challenged her back, and she changed her position on that and then said, I have recovered. What? She changed her position on that and then said, I have recovered from all my illnesses. Where did she get that information from? I clearly take 3 medications a day for lupus, but I am recovered. And then, of course, I am a danger to society. That's my favorite one. Me, a disabled grandma who walks with a cane, is a danger to society. LOL. So now that I have an attorney, maybe he can deal with her. As for my appeal, we are coming up on 120 days and nothing yet. Without the fraud involved in my case, I have done 100% plus any time I should have gotten for the crime itself. I am trying to get my story out, so if you received it, please feel free to share it with anyone and everyone. I am hoping it lands in the right person's hands. You know, I do believe we got a letter with several pages of her story, a book that she's writing, and I believe Aaron read that into YouTube. So just go to my YouTube channel, type in the name Julia Poff, and you'll be able to locate every video we've ever uploaded for Julia Poff. I am hoping it lands in the right person's hands, and it will start a domino reaction that will get me released. I am limited on addresses I have in here, so please send it to any Congress people, senators, media, or whoever. I just put it in an envelope and just mail it out with no letter or anything. I continue to do Bible studies as they come in, and I have also enrolled at California Coast University to complete my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Wow. I do not leave my commissary. What? Oh, I'm sorry. I do not leave my room. I won't even go get food. I live on only my commissary. Over 60% of this place has been infected, and there have been 15 deaths. 6 here and 9 at the hospital. I am petrified of getting sick, so I do everything I can to stay away from the main building that I call the Beehive. It really doesn't matter because they are mixing people up again and have quit testing us. One officer even told us the goal is to get everyone sick. The goal is to get everyone sick, so then after 14 days they can reopen. She said she was ashamed and disgusted with this place for no regard to our lives. Well, I continue to pray for all my brothers and sisters fighting for their cases as well. One bit of good news to share in case you haven't heard: a district judge ruled in a class action lawsuit that all inmates are also entitled to the $1,200 stimulus check. So tell their families to go to www.irs.gov and click under reapply and fill in their information. Well, that's all, and I am mailing this out. God is in control, exclamation, exclamation. On that stimulus check, Julia is not the first prisoner to bring that up to me. My concern is that I read on the IRS website where the deadline is like the 25th or the 26th of October. I mean, that's only 5 or 6 days away. So even if you mail the forms in to the prisoner and they fill it out, I mean, I don't know that it would get there in time. I'm not saying to give up. I'm just saying maybe you guys know more about this situation than me, or maybe they'll give an extension to prisoners. I'm not even a fan of the stimulus check. I don't think the government should give any money to anybody for free. My dad had a saying. He said he didn't want anything he didn't earn. So I'm not a fan. But if prisoners can take $1,200 from the enemy and use it for their benefit, either to improve their standard of living in a hellhole or to possibly use it to get out of prison, I'm not going to judge them for that. But I'm just not a fan of the government giving money out to anybody. All right, well, she goes on to write, God bless you, Julia Poff. Invite anyone to write me at Julia Poff, number 30835-479, Federal Medical Center, Carswell, P.O. Box 27137, Fort Worth, Texas, 76127. We have her address on the list of other prisoners in alphabetical order, so just go down to P for Poff. So they say she mailed a letter bomb to Governor Greg Abbott and Obama. I don't believe that. And even if she did, I don't think she did it, first of all. And, the landlord very likely did it if they were in a dispute. The thing didn't operate, and she's a grandma. And how many times do they threaten our lives? And, they threaten our lives all the time. And they do more than threaten. They actually incarcerate and murder us. And if you try to do anything to say anything that they perceive as threatening, you're going to prison for life. But in regards to Julia Poff's guilt or innocence, I lean towards innocence. I want to hear her story. I think it's an amazing coincidence that as soon as she started to tell me her story, they block her from communicating with me, and I can no longer put her voice out on the internet. So write her a letter, ask her about her story. Don't abandon her, and don't forget our brothers and sisters in bonds.